And we are live. Good evening, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 393, I believe. Yep. Today is May 2nd, Thursday, May 2nd. And I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 3-ish.
I'm going to get this introduction right one day, people.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Days
you worry.
Running together.
Don't you worry. Square's Bitcoin revenue jumped to $65.5 million in Q1. 22% of institutional investors have some digital assets exposure, says one company. Binance unveils latest compliance partnership targeting anti-money laundering, of course. London Stock Exchange is now watching for blockchain use cases. And last but not least, Deloitte is abandoning the Ethereum blockchain and moving its client to work on a new network. Before we start, though, who is a free CryptoCoin winner from yesterday?
Oh, yeah. So our free winner from yesterday is Ryan Cooper. Shout out to Ryan Cooper,
Cooperville.
One of our frequent winners, for his answer in response to our question regarding the grayscale gold or drop gold advertisements that they have coming out. He thinks Bitcoin will be worth more than gold, and we share that sentiment as well. So thank you for that comment. We'll send those free coins to you.
For sure. And by this time next year, once CryptoCoin starts popping, Ryan Cooper should be well ahead of the curve and good to go on that. All right, top story. Not really a top story. There weren't many top stories today, but our first story. Square's Bitcoin revenue jumped to $65.5 million in Q1. It's this highest ever. Great news for Square. It's pretty cool. Payments company Square reported its first quarter earnings today. I cannot speak today. I have no clue why. Reported its first quarter earnings today, revealing strong growth in Bitcoin sales through its Cash app. It's pretty good to see coming from Square. How did they get to that amount though? Slightly. Well, I guess this first quarter wasn't really necessarily a bear market. It went from 3,000 to 5,500 now at this point.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the best things they did was they made it simple for people who don't know anything about Bitcoin. So for those people who didn't want to buy through an exchange, have to get a wallet, have to download seeds and keys, they did exactly what most people in Bitcoin wanted to happen for mainstream adoption. Is they made it simple. They use something people already use. It's one click, buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, or send it. Very easy to use and a good interface, which is what most people want anyway. So this is why they made this big gain in Bitcoin revenue. And over time, I think they'll overtake a lot of different people who are already, building, but they already have everything in place. Square, Cash App. And once they move to merchants, which I think is the next step, it's going to be way more than that. I think they'll be in the billions for Bitcoin revenue. So shout out to Square and Jack.
Yeah, I believe it says here, Bitcoin remains a niche product for Square. Transaction-based revenue in Q1 actually topped $656 million according to reports. So as you said, they add in the merchant services or just payments or anything else additionally. They're at $656 million just off transactions. You talk about the fees that come from that. That's how you get that $65.5 million number right there, which I would assume gives you a pretty good idea of the percentage of fees. If it's $65 million reported in revenue and their transactions actually base top 656 million. What's that, like 10% or something?
Oh yeah, about 10% there.
So you guys are still charging too much. Really. But that's what's up. So as you said, shout out to Square. Jack Dorsey continues to lead the way and stack these B's.
Oh yeah,
billions on billions. What is going on, Cheryl beloved? Hello. I am assuming we are getting that shadow ban today because no one has joined the live chat yet.
Definitely a lag.
Never seen that one yet. So, but I'm sure people will come as they come. All right, 22% of institutional investors have digital asset exposure, says Fidelity. Looks like institutional investors are increasingly open to finding a place for digital assets in their portfolios, suggests this new research. However, this kind of goes along that marketing play we talked about. This is a new package Fidelity is offering, as well as a lot of other companies will be offering Bitcoin products and packages and whatever, derivatives, however you want to call it or however they actually package it up. But now you're going to start seeing more reports like this. The same report we just talked about with Square. You're going to see these reports from Fidelity. You're going to see them from JP Morgan. You're going to see all these people all of a sudden saying, well, yeah, our clients are now, we got 25%. It's going to be a race. We got 50%. 60% of our clients are exposed to Bitcoin. It's going to be the thing to do. So I just, without even talking about the story, I think it's cool to see this. But it's also, you got to ask yourself, why are they releasing this survey? Why are they even doing this survey? Why are they putting this information out there? And they're doing it because they want to attract their audience to say, hey, we're the bank, we're the capital management firm you want to come join. Like 22% of our people are already in. We know what we're doing. We've been around for a long time. Like this is marketing 101.
Could be inflated, could be fake completely. But
right. Who knows? So yeah, what's going on with this survey? I mean, it is. I mean, kudos. It's definitely a base hit. It's good to see, and it's saying what 22%.
Yep, 22% of institutional investors already have digital assets, but they dug deeper. Out of the 411 institutional investors they surveyed, 40% says they are open to future investments in digital assets over the next 5 years, and even close to half, about 47% of respondents say they see a place for digital assets. So even though we don't really need their approval, it is good to see that institutional investors are starting to pay attention. Most actually, it says here, 72% prefer to buy crypto investment products, while 57% prefer to buy crypto assets. So that means more than half, they want to buy it, but they just want a product they can trust. Right. And also, as well as the risk that's associated with it. The high dollar people, I'm sure they're in the ear like, hey, I want to invest in companies, not in direct assets, or vice versa. So that's good to see from them as far as the survey goes. And I think long term, those numbers will increase to the point where people, they won't even question, do you invest in crypto? It's like, of course, just how much.
It's one of those things also where I think this shows how people are being misled as well, where you got 72% favor investment products that hold digital assets. But that means, that means 28% means they actually we're the only ones who actually hold the digital assets themselves, even though they're saying that, 57%. I mean, let's say half and half. Half of the people are saying that they just want these products and everything. Well, that's a bad idea, I feel like, because I won't say in totality it's a bad idea. Of course, you want to diversify, but if your ideal of the crypto market is, hey, I'm going to go and do this derivative, even if it's in a business, is a derivative of the product of crypto. You know what I mean? Whether it's a business, whether it's a product, whatever, you're kind of saying, well, I don't truly believe in an underlying asset, but I believe in this business to make money on the underlying asset. I mean, to me, it doesn't really make sense. It's
people do it all the time already.
Well, I mean, that's true.
That's the bad part.
That's true as well.
That's the only thing about this market. Some people do that. Say, I don't believe in anything I'm invested in except for money.
Right. Yeah, but, that's true.
With crypto, it will come to bite them later, I think.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's my point.
Not your keys, not your coins.
Not your keys. People don't understand. So it's like you can invest in all these companies and products and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, literally, your only saving grace is going to be a lot of people yelling at government regulators and lawyers to come save them after they get smacked around. Because I mean, literally, it makes no sense. You're saying, I'm going to invest in these products that hold digital assets, but I don't want the underlying asset.
Yeah. Some people don't want the responsibility.
It's crazy. It's madness to me.
But just remember, people, not your keys, not your coins.
Right.
If something happens or if they're unable to insure it, you were probably better off keeping it for yourself. So if you need it later, I would definitely keep my own keys.
All right. Binance unveils latest compliance partnership targeting anti-money laundering. That is right. I love how they basically have a crypto person, Binance BNB token here, seemingly shaking a regulator hand. It's a guy in a suit and a nice little shiny office in the background. And we know a lot of suits and shiny offices are not in the crypto space, but it looks like cryptocurrency exchange Binance has partnered with blockchain monitoring solutions provider Elliptic to boost its regulatory compliance as part of its international expansion. A Binance spokesperson confirmed to Cointelegraph on May 1st. They're trying to get these operations to be smoothed over. I'm assuming Elliptic expertise is in regulatory compliances internationally, which is probably why Binance jumped over there with them. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they've also already partnered up with CipherTrace as well. They are a blockchain analytics firm, so they're using CipherTrace as well as Elliptic to make sure their anti-money laundering stuff is up to date, because they want to expand. If you want to move to different international areas, you want to make sure you dot all your I's, cross all your T's, make sure you have everything in place, because if Binance is going to be as big as we think they're going to be, you're going to have to make sure you have that data available. Because in places like India, the US, Australia, places like that, they're definitely going to check, and their governments want to make sure Binance is all squared away. So good for them. We always say CZ never stops. This is just another notch in the belt. Yeah,
I mean, it's good to see that. Again, it's one of those things, make sure you're aware of it. If you're a new crypto company, these are going to be the barriers to entry. I mean, each time, and this is a good thing. Don't get me wrong, regulatory compliance and all that good stuff, even though it does kind of go into that regulatory sector. These are going to be the barriers to entry. They're going to say, well, your company doesn't have a compliance department yet? You haven't hired nobody? Like, oh, well, you can't do this. And again, it's like another $150K minimum right there, because if you're gonna get a compliance officer at your company, they're gonna make $110K easy. And then actually filing fees, licenses, and all this other stuff you got to do as part of that compliance. Like I said, you're looking at $150K minimum a year.
It's all about the money.
So yeah, I mean, again, it's good to see, it's cleaning up the industry and all that good stuff. But again, it's definitely another barrier to entry. But yeah, as some of these commenters have me laughing on here when they're talking about Binance. But shout out to CZ, as you said, it continues. What is going on, Tesla Hall, Rodney Fury, Minho Donahue? Hello all.
What's going on?
So a few people are loading in. We're assuming no one has received this notification, so it's pretty interesting. London Stock Exchange watching for interesting blockchain use cases, says their CEO. The London Stock Exchange is taking a wait-and-see approach, like all big institutions, when it comes to blockchain, according to the CEO. Nikhil Rathi, I think I said it right, told CNBC in an interview published Thursday that the LSE has noticed several interesting ideas from rival stock exchanges and will see which ones gain market traction before making any moves in the space itself. I mean, you talking about a follower.
Good gracious.
Like, how do these people have careers and jobs?
Just wait for somebody to jump.
Well, we're just going to see what they're going to do, and we're going to try to steal their market share and just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Interesting story, though, as they said themselves. What else is going on in the London Stock Exchange?
Oh, yeah. Well, they made it a point to say that they're using distributor ledger technology.
Buzzword.
But they do have confidence in these blockchain applications to assist in the issuance process. So whenever you have it applied to a stock exchange, you can actually have different smart contracts that issue it. Very simple, very easy, and I'm sure they want to control it, which is why they said this is a available technology. Everybody's using the word blockchain now, but a lot of it is probably more distributed ledger technology. LSE equity trading platform Turquoise is a testing environment for these different startups, and this is one of the big things with stock exchange. Seen it in Jamaica, we've seen it in some of the European stock exchange. If they want to tokenize it, this is going to take years, but if they start now, they'll be ahead of the game. So London Stock Exchange has done that. They even have a Ripple index for all the Ripple people out there. London is not playing, so good to see from them.
Yeah, LSE, hey, be a leader out here. Nikhil Rathi, be a leader, man. You're a CEO. You're supposed to lead the charge, man. Stop waiting around, see what happens next, and numbers and all that. Just do it. Just get out there, Nike logo, buddy. Just get it done. As Minho said, I am in London on my way home. Look, Minho, hit up Nikhil and be like, what are you waiting on, man? Like, you guys got the money, you got technology, you have people. Like, let's get it done. Maui Toxic Frog Juice, hey, and long time no see. Maui Toxic Frog Juice is in Germany.
Nice.
He said he can't make it on time, but because the time difference is different in Germany, but just want to make sure that they're over there listening to us and supporting. We appreciate that. Rodney Fury said, what's your thoughts on Quantum's deal with Google Cloud?
Well, it's not really it's not really a big partnership thing. They're just using their cloud platform. It's a Bitcoin blockchain hybrid. So it's basically you can pay monthly to use Google, and then from there you can use Quantum. So a lot of people have done that so far. It's a good headline. It looks good on the headline. We're partnering with Google. That's
everybody's. I'm partnering with Amazon, and it's like you just got AWS, so you're using the cloud. But and my thing with the cloud too, as far as whether it's Quantum doing it or anybody else. Rodney Fury says so. It's just like, okay, so you're asking, kind of. My thing with the cloud is just like Google still controls it, as well as Amazon. Even though they do advertise and they always say like, hey, this is your information. We're not looking all that. Like, really, you really think there's any service at this point that Google, Amazon, some of these Facebook, some of these bigger companies are offering where they don't have a back door to it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or as you said, if this is a peer partnership.
Which is not.
I think this is something Google would announce as well, because they're actually pretty good at announcing their partners. All these big companies, I give them props. They are really good about saying, "Hey, we are partnering with so and so. We're doing this with that." And so I would like to see a large statement from Google, because you got to remember, Quantum is supposed to be the future, right? All this cryptocurrency stuff is. So if they're really partnering with them, I would expect to see a statement from Google like, "Hey, we got this new tech, we got this new thing coming in, and look at it."
Well, they're not partnering because it says there's a story here. It says the code available on Google Cloud is a copy of the Quantum compute engine, and the announcement in no way makes Quantum an official Google partner.
There it is.
As anyone from purveyors of CMS WordPress to Ethereum dev kits can launch a product on the cloud platform.
Right.
It simply makes it easier to spin up a quantum virtual machine for a few dollars a month. So much like other projects, a lot of hype around it. Simply something that Google offers. Quantum uses it. Looks good on a headline. A lot of ICOs have or smaller coins have perfected the partnership news and baby pump.
Well, I mean, really, we could play the same game. I mean, technically, we're partners with Google because we're a partner with YouTube. They pay us.
Partner with Brave.
I mean, we don't get paid a lot, right? But we could be like, hey, we're a YouTube and Google partner. We're a Brave partner. So, I mean, we could really go. In fact, we need to put all this on the website. Have all the little pictures of them. Like, man, they partner with Google and Brave. Yeah,
I mean,
we
on
do.
like Forbes and stuff, you just pay the money to get an article printed.
We got like 4 partners with all these people.
We paid
right?
$3,500, whatever.
Hilarious.
It is. So,
but yeah, that's that. But it's pretty cool to see. Again, I'm not upset with it because, you know, this is still technically the bear market. It hasn't been a lot of partnership news, if you notice, which is not, I mean, come on, how interesting is that? Yeah. Literally 2017, every 48 hours, there was a new partnership. 2018, there were no partnerships. And now, as of 2019, there still hasn't been any, but it looks like we're working our way back into it as the price goes up. But
everybody got fired.
When the price pumps again, people, listen, every 3 days, there's going to be a new partnership, also known as a pump and dump. So be on the lookout for that when it happens.
Oh, yeah.
All right, last but certainly not least, Deloitte is back in the news. Looks like Deloitte is abandoning the Ethereum blockchain by moving its client work to VeChain. Before you jump in on this story, wasn't Deloitte hacked like a year and a half ago?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they get cracked
Somehow they managed to get over it from a media
How
standpoint.
quick did they get over that? They were talking about leaving Ethereum and going to VeChain. No. Let's talk about your security measures. What have you changed? I want to know all types of stuff. 2-factor authentication, social engineering attacks. What are we doing to stop this?
Oh, yeah.
But as far as this story, as we said, Deloitte ditches Ethereum for VeChain, and they brag about beating Bitcoin transactions. That is right. This same company that was hacked last year has not apparently learned their lesson about speaking down on the cryptocurrency community.
Yeah.
But why are they bragging about this? What's going on here?
Well, it is, as Trek, PFC Wells likes to always say, the devil's in the details. There is something called proof of work where you have to have the algorithm work for you to improve or to speed up the transactions. They actually use proof of authority, which it gives people who have these different nodes the authority to validate transactions at a faster rate. Hence, it does move faster than Bitcoin, but it is not actually decentralized. So they can execute 20 smart contracts per second, but it's not decentralized. There's actually validators who do it, and proof of authority is the algorithm that they use. So Deloitte, BMW, PwC, they've used VeChain because they are enterprise-type blockchains. They're already ready for businesses to use. They are not proof-of-work blockchains that have to build slowly with nodes, with people downloaded all over the world. Very different, people. So this news comes on the heels of the Jaguar information, where they were actually talking of having a Jaguar coin or cryptocurrency available. So this is just another enterprise blockchain, and the bragging that they're doing, like we always say, devil's in the details.
Right. And then you talk about devil in the details. I'll actually go back and say it is not faster than Bitcoin because it has not been tested to scale yet. This is the same thing we saw during the big Bitcoin bull run, and then we even saw it. I think it was about June, July of that year in 2017 when Roger Ver launched Bcash, and they did a whole attack on the Bitcoin network. It was trying to slow down the transactions. All these new companies were popping up saying that, hey, we have faster transaction speeds, we have cheaper rates, and all this. It's like, you guys haven't tested it to scale. Roger Ver was saying the same thing about Bitcoin Cash. He said we're faster than Bitcoin transactions, and we're cheaper. It's like you are using less than 1% of the total amount of volume going through Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is what was actually going through the Bcash network. So it's the same thing with this, like Deloitte. It's like, has this already actually been executed through enterprises? And if so, how many transactions have you all actually done? Not what's been tested on. You can test whatever you want in the cloud and everything will look pretty and all those. Yeah, I want to know how many people have actually went on that website, signed up, used it, and all that. What happens when you try to scale this thing? So when I see all that like this type of stuff, when they're bragging, it's like, that's like me saying I'm the best 3-point shooter, but I never step on the court. Like, what do you mean? Like, come, like,
and be like, so how do you know? I tested it.
Yeah, I tested it in my backyard. I didn't miss a shot. I'm guarantee you, I'm the best. And it's just like, but you haven't done it in an NBA game. Like, do it to scale.
And there was one coin that did have a lot of transactions, and they did get tested, and they failed miserably. Remember when Ethereum?
Oh, that was right. They tried it. Yeah.
When CryptoKitties came, and there was a wave of new users during the bull market. They in no way could handle all the transactions. Their fees went up, and then people saw, hey, if you're not ready for that amount of transactions, it will slow it down to a crawl.
So yeah, in the testing ground, everything looks great. I'm glad that you all can brag that you're faster than Bitcoin, even though no one wants to use a centralized network again. However, as I said, I would like to see that tested to scale, because that would definitely change things when you have 1 million people trying to use it, or in Bitcoin's case, an entire planet trying to jump on and off the network at any time of the day, 24/7. So it'll be very interesting to see. What's going on? Rodney Fury said, I got a big bag of vet. Exactly. We need to start vetting these folks. PFC Wells, what's going on? Trek said the corporate PR stunning continues. Exactly, man.
Hey, man, the marketing people on Madison Ave got to have some work.
Right. Jizzy Max said faster than Bitcoin is parrot talk. And then do you boo boo, because I'm a NM said he basically was saying these companies are not loyal out here, and we fully agree with you. They are not. But hey, regardless, I will still say shout out to Deloitte and everyone else who's trying to be faster than the Bitcoin network, because as we've been saying as of recent, these are all base hits.
Free promotion,
the
baby.
fact that a Big Four auditor now, well, you got one up there that's stealing from Quadriga CX right now, Ernest & Young, and then allegedly, and then you have Deloitte here, but now you have Big Four. The Big Four auditors can't keep cryptocurrency out their mouth. Think about that. The Big Four, biggest four auditor, whatever, in the entire planet cannot keep. I mean, I just saw Price Water Cooper or whatever. Is that the law firm? That's the big one. Where is it at?
They're basically copying.
Yeah, Price Waterhouse Coopers is in the same line as Ethereum and VeChain people. This is huge. This is great for us.
That's why when people talk about price, we're like, who cares right now?
Right.
The type of building that's being done on these blockchains is incredible.
Right. Yeah. PWC. Minho, I was intentionally doing their name wrong too, because I can care less about. Evil Black Book said end of year Bitcoin 20K. Hey, we'll see. It might actually. I mean, listen, we're at 5,500 now. I think people forgot how quick it went from 10 to 20. I mean, that happened in 10 days, not 11 days. So who knows? You know, it could hit 20K one day, and then you turn around next day, we had 26K. It'll be a $6,000 gain, which wouldn't be a lot at that point. All right. Other than that, what are we doing for the free crypto coin today?
Oh, yeah. So for our free crypto coin, do you think Square will stay on top as far as Bitcoin earnings? Do you think another company will overtake them? Let us know what you think. Put your crypto coin address, and we'll send those free coins to you.
As always, thanks for watching. Have a happy Thursday, May 2nd, and we will see you all tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers.